Number 44, we are going to use the sum and difference identities to verify that both these will give the same results. So the point of this is to recognize that these are two different ways to get to the same answer. So pi over 3 minus pi over 4, getting a common denominator. You don't have to do this part. This is not part of the problem. I just wanted to demonstrate what we're doing here. We're just showing that these are equal. So 3 pi over 12. This is pi over 12. So this is sine of pi over 12. And this other one, this guy, so that's 3 pi over 12 minus 2 pi over 12 gives me pi over 12. So two different ways to find sine of pi over 12. And the point of this is just to show that regardless of which way I do it, I will still get the same answer. So just showing there's multiple ways to find sine of pi over 12. So this part, again, you don't have to do that part. That's me just showing you why we're doing it. And now to do it. So I just want to do A over here for sine of pi over 3 minus pi over 4, and B over here for sine of pi over 4 minus pi over 6, and show that they come out to the same answer. Okay, so my difference identity says I have sine of pi over 3 times cosine of pi over 4. Keep the sign, flip the function. So I get those cosines sandwiched in the middle and the sines on both sides, which gives me sine of pi over 3 is this guy, so that's the tall one, so that's radical 3 over 2. Cosine of pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2, minus cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2 times radical 2 over 2, which gives me radical 6 over 4 minus radical 2 over 4. So that's what I get for part A. Let's see if I get the same thing for part B. Theoretically, I should, since they're both equal to sine of pi over 12. But using that identity function, difference identity, I get sine of pi over 4 times cosine of pi over 6. Keep the sign. So that's a minus, and I get cosine of pi over 4 times sine of pi over 6. So that's radical 2 over 2. Cosine of pi over 6 is the short one. So that is radical 3 over 2 minus radical 2 over 2 times 1/2, which gives me radical 6 over 4 minus radical 2 over 4, which gives me that. And those are, in fact, equal.